very good evening and welcome to Newswatch. It is the 10th of October 2022. Thank you so much for joining us for the latest news on Hope TV. I'm Tony Omondi and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Let's begin our broadcast tonight. President William Ruto has held talks with Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu after arriving in Tanzania on Sunday for a two-day state visit, a visit that comes immediately after attending Uganda's 60th independence anniversary. President Ruto has called for speeding up of the East Africa integration, saying that ease of movement of persons and goods is key to growing the economy of the East African region. As Kennedy Kimani reports, the head of state further reiterated that Kenya is keen on exploring ways of expanding business opportunities and increasing trade volumes with Tanzania.
Immediately after attending Uganda's 60th independence anniversary, President William Ruto has on Monday held talks with Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu after arriving in Tanzania on Sunday for a two-day state visit.
My mission here, apart from the fraternal relations between our two countries, is to confirm to you, Your Excellency, and to the people of Tanzania that the good foundation that was laid when you came into office and worked with my predecessor, President Uhuru Kenyatta, I have come to confirm that that foundation, I intend to build on it with you to take our countries to the next level.
Napenda kumshukuru mdogo wangu William, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, kwa kuitikia mwaliko wangu na kuja Tanzania kufanya ziara kitaifa.
President Ruto pushed his agenda of having a borderless community in the East African region, saying that ease of movement of persons and goods is key to growing the economies of the East African region. At the same time, the head of state further reiterated that Kenya is keen on exploring ways of expanding business opportunities and increasing trade volumes with Tanzania.
Trade between our two countries has grown phenomenally. In 1 year, exports from Kenya to Tanzania grew from 31 billion shillings to 45 billion shillings. Trade of goods from Tanzania to Kenya grew from 27 billion shillings to 50 billion shillings. When you and President Kenyatta were working on these barriers that were barriers to trade, many people thought it would benefit Kenya. But today, it has benefited Tanzania more than Kenya. And we are very happy as the people of Kenya that the old feeling that Kenya was benefiting more than Tanzania from trade has now changed. And I think it's now clear to all of us that increase in trade benefits everybody. And I have come here to underwrite that that increase in trade is where we want to go. We want to increase our trade between our two countries from now 45, 50 billion Kenya shillings, a total of 90 billion Kenya shillings. We want to double that trade, and it is doable.
Kazi iliyoanza baina yetu Kenya na Tanzania kuondosha vikwazo imekuza sana biashara. Mwenzangu Rais Ruto alikuwa anatoa takwimu na akasema Tanzania mmefaidika mara mbili zaidi ya mlivyokuwa mkifaidika. Kwa vikwazo vile vimefaidisha, lakini akasema kwamba ikifaidika Tanzania imefaidika Kenya pia, kwa sababu Kenya na Tanzania tusishare au tusigawane umaskini na udhalili, lakini tugawane utajiri utakaofanya kupitia kufanya biashara.
The visit to Tanzania is President Ruto's third state visit in the African continent after visiting Ethiopia and Uganda. Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV Newswatch.
Now, the world commemorates World Mental Health Day on October 10th every year with an objective to raise awareness of mental health issues around the world and to mobilize efforts in support of mental health. According to World Health Organization, WHO, the day provides an opportunity for all stakeholders working on mental health issues to talk about their work and what more needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for all people. This year's theme is Make Mental Health and Well-Being for All a Global Priority. Grace Ongoi narrates the story of Beatrice Gakeri and Njenga Pemba, who have suffered from a mental health disorder.
The story of Beatrice Gakeri and Njenga Pemba is a unique one as the couple suffer from mental health disorders. In light of the celebrations of World Mental Health Day, journalists had an opportunity to meet the couple at their home in Nairobi and Kara area in Narok East Sub-County. The two got married this year in May in a colorful church wedding that was attended by hundreds of people. Njenga's father, Francis Pemba, said his son was born dumb but can understand instructions from close relatives and friends. The father explained that when his son approached 30 years, he became uncontrollable because he had a strong desire to get married and pushed the family to find him a wife, a feat that was a difficult one owing to his mental health disorder.
Sasa vile kulienda, nilikuwa jukumu. Kwa hiyo kijana wangu alikuwa ananisumbua sana. Nataka bibi. Sasa kufuatilia pale nataka bibi. Nikachukua hiyo jukumu. Sasa kwenda kuambia msichana nataka wewe uone kijana wangu. Wengine wako wanataka. Wanasema Njenga, mimi siwezi wale na nani? Siwezi wale na Njenga. Kwa nini? Kwa hiyo walikuwa naona sio 100%. Sasa nikachukua jukumu, Mungu akakuja. Huyu Rakeli akakuja hapa wachangazi yake. Sasa ile alikuja akasema nataka bwana atafanyia kazi, bwana akunywi pombe, kijana muokofu. Sasa ile alikuja tukaandamana mpaka kwa wazazi wake. Mimi nikaenda mpaka huko, nikatuma bibi yangu na watu wengine wawili.
The father recalled that at the night his son got married, he was too excited and kept saying he is still in shock. An excitement that soon after made him start behaving differently. He soon became violent and had to be taken for counseling at the mental health clinic at the Narok County Referral Hospital.
Sasa yeye alifanya harusi siku ya kwanza wakakaa kwa nyumba. Siku ya pili akaanza hiyo, alikuwa anasema anastuka. Anastuka. Akaenda namna hiyo, akaendelea namna hiyo, akaanza vituko, kupiga vyombo, kupiga viti. Hata TV yangu aligonga ikaharibika. Mavi yote ya nini, utaenda kuiona, akavunja zote viti. Hata nilikuwa nafunga yeye na kamba nyuma na anapiga tu mimi.
Upon inquiring, it was found out that Njenga behaves unusually when he is too excited or too sad, and that his wife, on the other hand, speaks too much and in good or bad moods, to the extent of screaming and shouting when not in agreement with her parents-in-law or the husband.
Niliambia kina jangu ninataka mtafutie mzee, nisema jangu ananiambia mimi nisema sitaki wa kukunywa pombe na bangi na nini zote, nisema nitaenda kanisa. Then tatafuta kijana wa kanisa. Sasa nilitafuta, nimefanya, tunaongea na yeye, ananiambia tufanye harusi, nimekubali tu, tumesikizana. Tulisikizana, nimesema nitafanya tu harusi tukae nyumba moja na yeye. Mimi nilimwelewa. Niliona alikuja hiyo tulifanya harusi, anikuja kugonjeka, lakini nilimwelewa kabisa. Ilikuwa
Elizabeth Sempere, a close neighbor and a spiritual mentor to Njenga, said the couple lives under the mercies of their parents as they cannot do casual labor to support themselves financially. She called on well-wishers to support the couple that she says love one another but suffer mental health challenges that hinder them from living a comfortable, enjoyable life.
Huyu msichana kulingana na vile nimekaa na yeye hizo siku, akionyeshwa maana wako na msaidizi mama yake, huwa anapika. Mama akiwa hapo anamwambia fanya hivi, fanya hivi, fanya hivi. na kwa sababu bado wako kwenye darasa, naona kama atazidi kujua. Kwa huyu kijana, isipokuwa wakati ule alikuwa mgonjwa, sasa ako sawa. Hakuna kitu yenye haieleweki anafanya, na anaelewa chochote kile ambacho unamwambia, anaelewa na natii.
Narok County Referral Hospital Mental Health Clinic Medic in Charge Ivy Wamboi explained that mental illness is caused by a variety of things, among them inherited diseases, where newborn children inherit the condition from the DNA of their parents. In other cases, a child can develop mental illness through injuries at birth, especially when the baby is born at home. He or she can get head injuries that can cause a permanent disorder. Other mental disorders can be caused after an accident or excessive stress or substance and alcohol use. On the issue of the couple, Wambui asked the community to treat them with a lot of love and provide help when need be so that they can feel part of the society.
From the background on the information we are getting, they were born like that. So this condition is genetic. So you get, for any parent, what you would wish for your child, especially when they grow up, they have been dependent on you, they get to an age of 20. The wish of any parent will be for this person to have their own home and be able to live like any other, so that they are not so dependent on you. And for this couple, I remember from the history, the guy was really interested in marriage, and he pestered, especially the brother, to find him a wife. What became comfortable is because the lady also, the family really wished for this lady to be married. So they decided to bring them together as a couple, which is a good thing. It is good to have company, and it is their right. It's a human right to be in a relationship. So as long as there is social support from the parents, from the community, there is acceptance. You take them as they are. You know their shortfalls. You know these are people who cannot go and become very much economically stable. Give them the financial support, give them the social support at home, and then with medication, they come to a level where they are a bit stable. There is a place where someone, at least you can do the daily activities of living. You can clean yourself up. You can wake up, make breakfast for yourself, clean up yourself. And when this couple has a child, it is not necessarily the child will get a mental illness, no. Because what happens in genetics, sometimes things happen, and the condition may not necessarily, the chance of passing this genetical disease is just 50%. So they may get a child who is very, very normal. And from the start, you need to support the child so that there is acceptance. Look at the safety of the child, and as the child grows up, he'll accept the parents as they are.
The Kenya Psychiatric Association, KPA, on Friday, 7th October, called on the government to direct more funding to mental health care institutions. Grace Wangoi, for TV Newswatch.
Meanwhile, in relation to the World Mental Health Day, the World Health Organization, WHO, has launched a campaign to raise awareness and spur action in regions where suicide cases are high. In a statement, the World Health Body said that the COVID-19 pandemic created a global crisis for mental health, adding that it's fueling short and long-term stresses and undermining the mental health of millions across the globe. The statement by WHO Africa Director Matshidiso Moeti said that estimates put the rise in both anxiety and depressive disorders at more than 25% during the first year of the pandemic. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called on nations to strengthen capacity for health services to offer quality care to those in need, particularly young people.
Nearly 1 billion people live with a mental health condition. But mental health remains one of the most neglected aspects of health care. Some countries have only 2 mental health workers for every 100,000 people. The social and economic repercussions are profound. Anxiety and depression alone cost the global economy an estimated $1 trillion per year. We must strengthen the capacity of health services to offer quality care to those in need, in particular young people. This includes community-based services and integrating support for mental health into broader health and social care. Investing in mental well-being means investing in healthy and prosperous communities. We must also address stigma and discrimination and break down the barriers that prevent people from seeking care and support. And we must prevent the root causes of mental health conditions, including violence and abuse. The United Nations is committed to working with partners to promote mental well-being. As we mark World Mental Health Day, let us make it a global priority and act urgently so that everyone, everywhere, has access to quality mental health care.
Let's get to some good news now. The Ilchamus community, who are Maa-speaking people living in south and southeast of Lake Baringo, have received the New Testament Bible in their language during a dedication ceremony organized by the Bible Translation and Literacy (EA) BTL in partnership with the Ilchamus community over the weekend. A unique event that marked the unveiling of the complete New Testament, summing up the number of scripture portions which had been translated across the years since the foundational work in this project began in 2006. Here's the report.
Marked by joy and dance, the Ilchamus community turned out in large numbers to witness the entrance of God's word in their language, which speaks to their heart, and with desires to experience healing and reconciliation from cultures that have taken the community aback for years, among them FGM and insecurity. The event also saw locals read the Bible in their native language, giving them a sense of belonging and setting a new dawn for the community. BTL National Director Reverend Peter Munguti said the translation of the Old Testament has started but not completed, and encouraged the community to join efforts with BTL to ensure completion of the Ilchamus full Bible.
The Old Testament has not been translated, although it has started. Leo tunawapatia shati peke yake, mutahitaji trousers ndiposa ikuwe complete. And my prayer is that you are going to join together with us. We as BTL, we are committed to see this translation completed, ili mupate Biblia yote, utoke nyumbani ukiwa umebeba Biblia, both New Testament and the Old Testament.
Professionals from the community led by Dr. Solomon Letangule said that the launch of the scriptures was historic, noting that it will help in preserving culture and weed out vices that are hindering the community from prospering and progressing.
As you know, this is one of the communities that is preserving their culture, and we have both positive and negative aspects of the culture. But now that we have the Bible, and many people are going to access the Bible and understand the Word of God, they are going to shun the retrogressive parts of our culture. And I believe it's going to help us as a community move forward with the rest of the community and the rest of the world, so that we can be able to do the things that are in tandem or that are consistent with the current generation.
The Ilchamus New Testament was dedicated at Loiti Primary School, Marigat, Baringo County. For Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Grace Wangoi.
Away from that now, former Ainabkoi Member of Parliament William Chepkut will be laid to rest on Tuesday next week at his Kapsundei home, Uasin Gishu County. Plans for the funeral are in top gear as leaders across the political divide continue to condole with the family. The funeral service will be held at Kapsundei Primary School on this same day, after which his remains will be interred at his nearby home. A statement released by the Funeral Planning Committee said his body will arrive in Eldoret on Monday, October 17th at 10 a.m. for a community farewell service. A post-mortem to establish his cause of death is set to be conducted tomorrow. The politician is said to have been unwell for a while and has been in and out of hospital since 2021. According to reports, Chepkut collapsed at his house on Saturday morning and was rushed to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. He was elected in Parliament as an independent candidate in 2017. Moving on, Kilifi County Government plans to eliminate all illegal dump sites and those situated within tourist zones to enable residents live in a good environment. County Executive Member for Environment and Water nominee Omar Said has said that Their aim is to ensure residents and tourists in the county stay in a clean environment, which will only be achieved by making sure there is no reckless dumping of waste. Dole Murigi Mbuvi tells us more.
Kilifi County has embarked on eliminating all illegal dump sites in a move to boost tourism and enable residents live in a good environment. Speaking during the Malindi monthly cleanup exercise organized by the Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, PWAM, County Executive Member for Environment and Water nominee Omar Said say the dump site near hotels will be removed to ensure there is a clean environment for tourists to enjoy their holidays.
Our main aim is to ensure there is clean and healthy environment for our people as well as to the marine ecosystem that is across here. So actually as well, I'm impressed. I've seen some students from school, especially the young lads. So that's quite impressive that even the young people and the young generation have embraced this idea, and they're doing a great job.
Said say that plans are underway to establish a recycling plant for the county, claiming that a previous program in the previous regime was yet to kick off.
My main objective is to ensure there is clean and healthy environment. First, to ensure that in our old towns, there are no dumping site in the town. Our towns should be totally clean. So we'll come up with a program and a clear plan and a roadmap to ensure that we don't have any dump site across the town centers that we're having. And the dumping sites that are situated along or near our hotels, we remove those dumping sites.
Malindi Sub-County Assistant County Commissioner Judith Mulei, who represented the national government in a cleanup, said they were happy to be making progress in the monthly cleanups as many people were coming on board to participate.
We already have a foundation. Second Lady, Pastor Dorcas, niliona Nema pia mulienda huko kumtembelea sababu ana adapt Nairobi River. Hapa Malindi ndio tunapata tabu nyingi na zile actions, negative actions za watu kutoka upstream. So tunawakaribisha wakuje pia tuonyeshe what we are doing here and how the youth and the women wamechukua mstari wa kwanza na tuko already na foundation.
Senior Sergeant Abu Bosha from the KWS Malindi Marine National Park said the partnership with all stakeholders has really contributed to making the resort town clean and also protecting marine life in the oceans.
Kona corals needs a lot of cleanness. Kama let's say plastic zikienda kwa corals zinaua corals. Corals ndio nyumba ya samaki, ndio mahali samaki anakula, ndio mahali samaki anazaa, ndio mahali samaki analala. So ile coral ikikufa, samaki hawezi ishi tena hapo. Anajua hapa kuna hatari, so anakimbia. So kuna umuhimu wa kila wakati tufanye mazingira yetu masafi, cause kile uchafu utakuwa huko kama town, ndio uchafu unakuja mwisho wake unakuja baharini.
Dolly Murigi Mbuvi, Hope TV.
Right, with that report, let's now take a short break on Newswatch. We'll be back shortly with more. Do stay with Hope TV.
The RAF is a chance to showcase your talent in music, dance, poetry, acrobatics, and more. And stand a chance to win 500,000 shillings, a recording deal at Hope Recording Studios, and many more prizes. The RAF is a space for talented youth between the ages of 18 and 24 years. Auditions in Mombasa will be on Thursday, the 13th of October 2022 at City Mombasa. And transport to the venue will be provided from Nyali Cinemax and Technical University of Mombasa at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. and noon. To register, send an SMS starting with #TheRAF with your name, county and talent to 22232 to get an invite to auditions happening near you. For more information, please call 0709 861 223. Remember to carry a copy of your national ID to the auditions. The RAF, identifying talent, inspiring passion.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Let's continue. Over 2,800 bright and needy students from Game constituency are set to benefit from a 9.2 million shilling bursary from Bishop Osonga and TG Foundations. Speaking during the launch of the partnership at Karariu Primary School grounds in Gemsep County, the Executive Director of TG Foundation, Timothy Odende, said they are committed to ensuring that all bright children from the area are accorded an opportunity to pursue education. Aside from education sponsorship, Odende said the foundation has secured medical equipment worth over 200 million shillings, which will be distributed to health facilities within the constituency.
I'm a chair of Unyiko Yoga, and they have also put their money here. So I'll recognize all those people who support. We committed to sponsor all children who are needy, and we received applications worth 10 million. There is no child who has been left, so as far as children are concerned, they'll now go to school from game.
The Tim Odende Foundation and Bishop Wasonga have launched a very wonderful initiative that is addressing the needs of our young people, especially their education. 10 million is not small money. That's a lot of money that will support a lot of orphans and needy children. I'm here as a teacher, as an educationist, even though I'm the woman rep, as a politician. I will not bring politics into this good initiative.
The initiative by TG Foundation and Bishop Wasonga gives a mark for the education system in game, and that will the number of graduates. You can see all the schools are receiving something. The foundation has given school fees. Even us from South Game, we are happy because majority of schools from South Game have benefited. So this year, no principal is going to send candidates away to go home. I'm happy to associate with the TG Foundation, happy to be one of the directors of TG Foundation and the Bishop Wasonga initiative. And we laud the process. And we say, please, in Kijalu, we say, watch a nyego, watch a chuki, come and join the process. If you're from game and you're a professional, and join this process and we move together, whether you're in a political class or what. So join this process so that we uplift the education standards of game.
A civil society group, Sharia na Haki Human Rights Institute, wants Mombasa court to bar newly elected MCAs with pending election petitions in Mombasa from assuming office duties until petitions filed in courts are heard and determined. Mombasa Chief Magistrate Martha Mutuku will on Thursday deliver a landmark ruling on an application filed before the court seeking orders to bar the elected MCAs from discharging duties. The petitioner, John Akaran, in his suit certified as urgent, wants the court to give direction on the matter.
The court has issued a ruling date. We are going for a ruling on the 13th of October. We have full confidence that the court will exercise its discretion, will exercise its judicial power and issue conservatory orders. We will also be going for directions on the election petition proper so that we are within the set guidelines to conduct the petition itself. The representatives from the IEBC, we have done preliminary arguments, and we await the court's ruling. Now, as we move forward, we have all filed the requisite pleadings that are required. We have a lot of evidence that will indicate that the elections that were done was actually a fox. It was something that cannot be called an election.
Ndio mtakuja kujua, kwa sababu hatutaki hao mashahidi wetu watishiwe, hatutaki mashahidi wetu wawe katika hali ya hatari, hatutaki mashahidi wetu ambaye tuko nao waweze kuitwa pengine waende hata kwenda kuwa harassed, kwa sababu hiyo ndio maisha ya Mombasa.
A non-governmental organization, Helping Hand for Community Development, has called on the government to pay more attention to the plight and needs of orphans in the country. This comes amid calls by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to specifically care for those affected by the ongoing drought. The organization's chairperson, Elijah Ndegwa, made the calls when the NGO paid a visit to one of the children's homes in Gilgil.
ambalo vijana tumejitolea na kuungana pamoja tukaweza kuwasaidia watoto kama hawa ambao hukumbukwa mara nyingi wakati wa Krismasi, lakini hizi siku zingine wakasaulika. Nchi yetu ya Kenya, kama jinsi ambavyo serikali imeweza kutuomba tuweze kushirikiana, na nataka kuwakaribisha wadau wote, wafanyabiashara na vyama ambavyo si za kiserikali, tushikane mikono wakati huu mgumu. Watoto wetu wengi sana wanaumia. Wananchi wenzetu, ndugu zetu na dada zetu kutoka Kajiado, Mandela na kwingineko wanaumia.
Na ombi langu ni kwa vijana, the youth, muweze kujitokeza kusaidia watu kama hawa. Na mwezi ujao tunapanga kwenda upande wa Kajiado kule ambako kuna janga la ukame, na ningependelea ungetaka kutujoin, uweze kutujoin.
Let's now look at what is happening internationally. A new party led by a new entrant in politics has won the most votes in Friday's legislative elections in Lesotho, but has fallen short of securing a parliamentary majority that could have ended a long-running political gridlock. According to final results published by its Electoral Commission on Monday, the Revolution for Prosperity, a party set up only 6 months ago by millionaire businessman Sam Matekane, won 56 out of 120 seats in parliament. For the past decade, the small Southern African state has been governed by a string of coalition governments that have proved fractious and frail, and no premier has served out a full 5-year term. Matekane, 64, who styles himself as a champion of the country's business community and was considered an outsider in the vote, came close to an outright win, but will now have to secure the support of smaller parties to form a government. The Democratic Congress Party, led by Matibeli Mokotu, came in second, securing 29 lawmakers, according to the Independent Electoral Commission. And Russia rained cruise missiles on busy Ukrainian cities Monday, knocking out power and heat in its most widespread air attacks since the start of the war, and which the United States described as horrific strikes. Missiles tore into busy intersections, parks and tourist sites in the center of the capital, Kyiv. Explosions were also reported in Lviv, Ternopil and Zhytomyr in western Ukraine. Ukrainian officials said at least 11 people were killed and scores injured, with swaths of the countries left without power. President Vladimir Putin said he has ordered massive long-range strikes after an attack on the bridge linking Russia to the annexed Crimean Peninsula over the weekend, and threatened more strikes in the future if Ukraine hits Russian territory. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the Russian attacks were deliberately timed to kill people as well as to knock out Ukraine's power grid. His prime minister said 11 major infrastructure targets were hit in 8 regions, leaving swaths of the country with no electricity, water or heat.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live. The Rough is a chance to showcase your talent in music, dance, poetry, acrobatics, and more. And stand a chance to win 500,000 shillings, a recording deal at Hope Recording Studios, and many more prizes. The Rough is a space for talented youth between the ages of 18 and 24 years. Auditions in Mombasa will be on Thursday, the 13th of October 2022 at City Mombasa, and transport to the venue will be provided from Nyali Cinemax and Technical University of Mombasa at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and noon. To register, send an SMS starting with #TheRAF with your name, county, and talent to 22232 to get an invite to auditions happening near you. For more information, please call 0709 861 223. Remember to carry a copy of your national ID to the auditions. The RAF, identifying talent, inspiring passion.
Let's now look at some business news. KCB Foundation and the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITAR, have partnered to promote the use of electric motorbikes by boda riders in Kenya. This is an effort towards accelerating the transition to a low-carbon resilient economy and enable the transition of 25% of the total loan portfolio to green investments by 2025 as part of the KCB net zero ambition. The program involves a user acceptance test, the establishment of a lending scheme for boda riders, and providing skills training through to jiajiri, SACCOs, associations, motorcycle dealers and various government departments to support the transition to clean energy. The pilot phase will kick off in Nairobi, Kajiado and Machakos counties.
The objective of this pilot program resonates very well with Kenya's internationalization agenda, where our recent focus is geared towards the use of clean technology for manufacture of green and circular products. Industrialization is also focused towards support in the generation of green jobs and promotion of sustainability. And indeed, what is happening today is part of that big drive of creating green, sustainable jobs.
By the time this project is finished in 2026, we want to have made a significant progress towards promoting green entrepreneurship and culture of conflict-sensitive practices among youth and women entrepreneurs.
We want to transition to 25% of the loan portfolio to be green. So this is huge in terms of heading to that direction. But most importantly, and I've been on record, if we can make and contribute to meaningful livelihoods, then all of us can retire in the bank and be very happy.
Petrol has become very expensive, and this makes our young people, they are not making anything from riding a motorcycle at the moment. So coming up with such innovations is very important for us as the young people in the boda sector. And as a boda sector, we seriously support this project, and we are going to support it in any way possible to make sure that you, the partners that have come up with it, you achieve your goals for clean energy, and you also remain with something in our pocket.
Embu County leaders have expressed fears that the 3 tea factories in the county are now at the verge of collapsing. The leaders said that the tea business has been invaded by private buyers who are preventing farmers from selling their teas in the factories where they've been promised better pay. Speaking in a joint meeting that brought together tea sector leaders, security leaders and elected leaders, the stakeholders said the move by private buyers to buy tea directly from farmers was an illegality that will be met by total rejection.
Hii mambo tumeyasikia kwa muda mrefu kutoka mwezi wa 8, na mahali ambapo tumefikia tumeona inatuletea madhara ambayo ni kama wizi. Wakati huu tumebarikiwa na kuongezeka kwa manjani yetu kwa viwanda na hata mashambani. Tunapata wakati gari zinaendea hayo manjani zinachelewa. Lakini kwa hanjili ya ile anja ya kuuza manjani na mtu kulipwa malipo papo hapo, tunapata manjani chai inaibwa kutoka kwa magali zetu zikipeleka kwa factory. So hili ni jambo ambalo limetutia wasiwasi sana na kufanya tuwe na mkutano wa hadhara ndio tukaweze kuzungumzia hilo jambo.
Kuna hawking ya chai ambayo inaendelea kupitia matapeli ambao wanakuja usiku, wananunua chai kwa bei ya chini na wanachukua advantage ya vijana wetu ambao hawana ajira. Kwa hivyo mimi nilikuwa nimetoka pale, nilikuwa kama deputy governor nikiongea kwa niaba ya governor. Hii ndio sauti ya governor. we are giving warning, ama tunapatia onyo. Mtu yote ambaye anatoka Meru ama anavuka Ropingazi akija kununua chai yetu nje ya sheria, tutadriu na yeye kama ni adui na kama pia ni criminal. Kwa hivyo kuanzia saa hii, tukitoka hapa saa hii, tunaonya mtu yote, hata kama kuna gari ilikuwa inakuja pandia aanze kurudi, kwa sababu hata hatutakubali anunue chai hapa yetu hapa. Kwa sababu akifanya hivyo, anafanya vijana wetu kwanza, kitu ya kwanza wanaingiza katika wizi. Unakuta vijana wanaingia katika mashamba ya wenyewe, kwenda kuchuna kahawa, kwenda kuchuna kuchuna chai, pia kwa majirani na pia kwa wazazi bila idhini. Kwa hivyo hiyo kitu tunachukulia kwa uzito sana, kwa sababu najua utu ya mgongo yetu katika taifa yetu ni ukulima.
To some sports news, the 16th leg of the ongoing 2022 NCBA Golf Series teed off at the Par 71 Mombasa Golf Club on Saturday with 110 golfers, including juniors, participating. At stake was slots to play at the series grand finale in December, with a trip to the famed Fancourt Golf Course in South Africa up for grabs. Japheth Obonyo of Handicap 16 claimed the Division 1 victory at the event, ending his day with a round of 38 points. He was able to beat competition from Alois Ogola, who posted 37 points on court back. The series now takes a break and will head to Thika Sports Club on its return on the 5th of November this year.
Today's turnout was very good. We had a good number of 110 golfers, and we also had other members of the club who came to watch as we played golf. And the weather was good. It was quite sunny. The weather was friendly, and I believe our members enjoyed their round of golf.
It's been quite fun, actually. We have had a good turnout, 110 players, and we had requests for a bit more. Of course, we just wanted to stay within the limits. Quite interactive. We had such a good time in the course, and we're only looking to do a bit more with the team. So yeah, it was quite great and pleasant.
I can only envy the winners who will travel all the way to South Africa. And NCBA has taken this game of golf a notch higher. That this time they are taking the winners of all the series in the country to South Africa. That is a very great achievement, and we look forward for those who will be traveling to South Africa, all the winners, and we look forward to the experience. And NCBA, we will thank you for that great achievement and making golfers have a different experience in another country.
And Max Verstappen has clinched his second consecutive driver's title by winning the Japanese Grand Prix in the rain at Suzuka, a victory that signals a changing of the guard in Formula One. The result on Sunday gave Verstappen an unsaleable 113-point lead in the championship, making him only the third driver after Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel to clinch the title with 4 races to spare. All right, that's where we end this broadcast tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. My name is Tony Omondi, and our sign language interpreter has been Boniface Murithi. Have a good night and God bless.